Welcome back to another episode of Private Parts with me, Liv Bentley.
And me, Tom Lucy. This is the podcast where nothing is off limits.
Each week, we will read the most intimate and sordid details of our lives from our diaries.
We've switched places.
We've switched places and Tom has given me eye herpes.
Okay, well...
Which is why we've swapped places.
That's something that I immediately said we cannot say, and it's the first thing you've said.
Because
I have not given you eye herpes.
I've woken
You
up-
do not have herpes, nor have I given you herpes.
I've woken up with a bloodshot eye, which is something you walk around with quite often.
No, it's not.
It is.
I went through a period last year of, 10 to 11 months of
Putting your face in a weird place.
of having slightly red eyelids, but as you just said, it's died down, and
'Cause
yours
it's
has flared up.
Yeah, exactly. I've had a flare up.
Only this morning.
Only today.
Is it? The obvious answer is it's hay fever.
No, I don't know. I didn't
Why
know.
is it only in one
actually,
eye?
when you said the obvious answer, I think you were going to say something else. What do you mean, why is it only one eye?
You just have one bloodshot eye.
I know.
You look like a Bond villain. Who's that guy who bleeds from his eye? Le Chiffre from that Bond film. There's a guy in Casino Royale. The villain guy bleeds from his eye.
Fucking charming,
Is that you?
Yeah.
Le Chiffre, there it is.
Le Chiffre,
That's good knowledge.
a bit of a weird.
So why do you think you've got a bloodshot eye? Have you been swimming in public pools or something?
Certainly not. I've been rather unwell all week. If
Oh,
I'm totally
yes, you
honest.
have been
I've
unwell,
been
yeah.
sick as a dog.
You have been unwell. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Because you had to move one of our recordings because you were so unwell.
Yeah, and no, it wasn't. Actually, no, like, I thought it was a hangover, but it wasn't. It was like...
When the old Monday morning 8 a.m. text came in, we're moving today's recording, I
Bollocks.
thought, here we fucking go.
I knew you'd
The old
think that.
Monday morning pull-out. The old 4-day bender
that
text.
4 days. No, I went out on Thursday, woke up on Friday, thinking I was hungover. I was like, it just got worse and worse. Like, I couldn't get out of bed. It was so bad. I don't know if it was like the I don't know what virus. It was some virus. It was horrific.
Yeah.
Just like projectile vomiting. It was horrible. I was shaking. I cried.
You cried?
I cried, and I was so dehydrated I couldn't even shed a fucking tear.
Okay.
I
Maybe
wanted
that's
my-
why your eyes are red.
Oh, what? Because of lack of
Because they're so dehydrated.
That probably is what it is.
Yeah. You should get some drops. Eye drops.
Okay, fine. That's maybe what
That's
I need
actually
to do.
quite good advice. I mean, it's not funny, but it's quite good medical
I'm drinking
advice.
water full of salt.
Really?
Yeah, apparently
Okay.
that's meant to help with dehydration.
Okay, great. Well, I mean, I think, you look,
Frail.
other than the eye, you look fine.
Thanks. I'm trying. Thank God we swapped places so I don't have to look at myself in that screen.
Is that why you wanted to swap places?
So I don't see in the corner.
It feels
of-
weird to be sitting here because the whole time I've done private parts sat where you're sitting, and now I feel like
Now the roles have
really,
reversed.
really out of my depth sitting here.
That's more of the hot seat, I think.
Yeah, this is where people get interrogated in this chair.
Perfect. That's what I'll do to you.
So, did you go on did you have a heavy weekend, or was it just that one evening and then you were violently ill?
I know that was Thursday.
The heat as well, being sick in the heat.
Oh, honestly, I couldn't even. I tried to make myself.
Were you just lying under a sheet in a dark room with air conditioning?
Sweating, and it was awful actually.
God.
I honestly, I was breathless getting up the stairs, and that's before the cigarette. I didn't even smoke.
Were you still smoking?
No, I wasn't, and that's a sign I'm really sick. I'll smoke through anything. Tonsillitis, sure. This,
Yeah.
oh no.
So you're in trouble when you stop smoking.
I honestly couldn't get up the stairs.
Can you not have a cigarette while lying in bed sweating?
Listen, I'm not. I don't smoke in my house. What, chained up to a
some sort of
ventilator?
Victorian, like an ill person in Victorian England.
I remember once I ended up in hospital and I was like really sick. Anyway, I looked at the woman, I was like, please can I go for a fag? And she was like, are you joking? She's like, you're hooked up to every machine. I was like, can you wheel me out?
I sort of slightly respect the people who are standing outside hospitals on a ventilator smoking. Whenever I see them, I slightly respect it. Nothing is stopping this man having a cigarette. You could be on death's door.
But that's going to be me. I drive past the Chelsea and Westminster, I see these people in their gowns and I'm like, my God, I
and they're
need to
literally like, there's
quit.
wires coming out of every part of their body, and they're in a blue gown, and they're smoking a cigarette outside. I kind of love it. That'll be you.
That's not going to be me. I'm going to quit this year, I've decided.
Talking of driving, you keep driving past me.
Oh yeah, I drove...
What's going on? Are you following me in your car?
Obviously.
It's happened like 3 times that you've driven past me.
And you're always wearing the same outfit and you sit...
Right, I only have one outfit, so...
Yeah, this puppy. But you sit low and slow like this.
I don't
like
sit
an old
low and slow.
lady. I was like, cool, he looks a little like a little boy.
This is on a Lime bike. Right. And you think the seat's too low?
I was with my brother, and my brother just goes, "Should we hit him?"
Mm.
My brother was driving the car.
Why do you think I have the seat too low? Does it look weird?
Yeah, like like the cool kids who drive those
really like handlebars.
BRX, but are they called BXR?
BMX.
BMX, that's the one. What's
BRX.
BRX?
I don't know,
BXR.
some sort of...
So yeah, I keep seeing on your bicycle. You didn't have the dog in the basket this time.
No, dog's in Cornwall. So now I'm free to ride around without the dog.
Maybe I should try cycling. No, I wouldn't like it. I'd get nervous, I think, in London.
You can't smoke and cycle.
Of course you can. Yeah, but can you drink and cycle?
Can you? That's a good... Can you drink cycle?
Can you be cycling under the influence?
Surely not. I don't know. I don't think there's a law about that.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I've done that. When I used to not have any money, me and my mate would get all dressed up to the nines, then Barclay bike it to raffles in our mini skirts and heels. All the looks we'd get.
Loads of booze in the basket. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Absolute cretin.
Yeah. No, there should be a law about drink cycling.
I don't think you can drunk.
It's quite a good idea. I might do that after this.
I think it's...
I get really tanked up and then...
You don't even wear a helmet.
London.
Do you have to wear a helmet?
No, I shouldn't be promoting that on the podcast.
I think you should wear a helmet though. That's the thing that's scary. It's the drivers.
I would be alright if your brother didn't try and fucking hit me with his Range Rover.
It's only a Polo.
Oh, Polo. That's fine. Is that what he was driving?
Yeah.
Oh, I assumed it was a big blacked out Range Rover.
No.
With a number plate Bentley or something. And cigarette smoke billowing from
like
the windows.
like a real drug dealer's car. Can we say that? That's actually my car. No,
you can say that. It's okay, because your brother does do that, so we can say that.
But driving around with my brother's you need to meet him. I said to him we should get him on here. But he'll stop and just start chatting to like women in the street. And I'm sitting
from the car?
Yeah, he'll be like, oi. And I'm like, Edward, could you just put the window off and carry on?
Fucking hell.
And then he'll like road rages through the roof.
Well, he'll just put the window down and start talking to a girl. And what does she do? Scream and call the police?
Well, they're probably like 30. He's 20.
Oh, well, that's why he's doing that.
Is that all right, darling?
Through his polo?
Through his polo.
But does it work?
No.
Does he just say get in the back?
Get in my...
So when you arrive, you've got like 3 extra passengers in the back. I've never had the confidence to chat someone up while in a car. That's great.
So me and this same friend that used to cycle round to nightclubs. At the end of the night, we used to get Uber pools back, but just sit with randoms. Like it was just to meet people because we were obviously bored out of our fucking mind. I'd be going to Clapham, Richmond, just with people getting in and out of the car.
So you would
just
just stay in the car,
just drunk in the back, chatting shit to these poor people on their drives.
So you wouldn't
home.
even get out. You just stay there, and people would get in and out.
With the last drop off, continue.
It's like some weird YouTube chat show, isn't it?
It was the people we met.
That's great. That's a good idea for a podcast, actually.
Yeah. Like carpool karaoke. We were just
a pissed up carpool karaoke.
Random people.
Yeah. Just going around London. I've never done Uber pool.
I don't think it exists anymore because of COVID.
Because of you?
Because of me terrorising.
They got rid of the whole thing because of you.
That creep in the back chatting everyone up.
So you've been quite ill?
So I've been quite ill. So basically, this is part of my diary.
Sorry to hear you've been so ill.
Oh yeah, you sound so sympathetic.
Are you going to see a doctor, or you feel better now?
No, I'm better now. I wouldn't. Honestly, I literally couldn't get out of bed.
Maybe some eye drops.
Yeah, I'm going to do that after. Have you not got any spares?
I've got hundreds of bottles.
I thought so. You've probably got antibiotics as well, don't you?
Does my eye look better?
I'm going to give you a hug, and you're going to have a flare up again.
I don't want that. Does it look better?
Yeah, it does look better.
Okay.
What have you been doing to it?
Nothing. It just seems to just go and then reappear.
Seem to have passed it on.
I've not passed it on.
Is yours due to hay fever though? Did you get the jab?
No, the fucking woman. Sorry, the lady who
the doctor.
The doctor lady. The doctor. She emailed me like 2 hours before and said I'm gonna have to cancel this because I can't get hold of because it's oversubscribed. I can't get hold of it, so I haven't had it. So I'm fucked.
I'm sure I could find someone dodgy who could get hold of it.
I bet your brother could find someone,
definitely.
Couldn't he? In his polo.
Yeah.
Just driving around, talking to people through the window.
Sorry, mate, have you got that
needle on you? What colour polo does he drive?
Black.
Of course. So if anyone gets approached by a black polo driving around Parsons Green, Fulham area...
If they're shouting at you, get in.
Yeah, then get in. Nice. Does he have a girlfriend?
No. He broke up with her just before his gap year.
It's good to see he's taking the breakup well. Literally driving around, picking up women on the street.
He doesn't actually.
Okay, Liv, before we get into my diary, we're going to do a brand new feature where every week we're going to share a salacious story from one of our wonderful listeners. In the spirit of private parts, gossip, sordid nature. You look terrified.
No,
okay?
I don't. I'm just intrigued to know
Your
what
eyes
it
flaring
is.
up.
Fuck off.
So we are going to dive into some intimate tales and uncover the naked truths of our listeners' lives. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds quite good.
Yeah, you're into that kind of thing, aren't you?
I love hearing other people's sordid details, because I realise, Tom, you don't get that intimate on here. I've told some pretty intimate things. So
really?
Yeah.
You don't think I open up enough?
No.
Very guarded.
So much we
I'm
can
a
hear.
closed book.
So much we can hear about your dog.
It's always the quiet ones.
Isn't it?
You want to be careful of? From my experience.
Why is it always the quiet ones?
Is it?
It always
is, isn't
like,
it?
there's always one person in a group who doesn't talk that much, but you can tell they're always really listening.
Well, it's like when you go on a stag, not that I've been on many stag do's, but the few I've been on, when you meet at the beginning, there'll be like 10 lads and 9 of them will be really loud and they'll really be beers at the airport and talking about women and just full banter lads. And then there'll be one who's quite shy and quite quiet, not really saying much.
Probably you.
But you can guarantee that that's the one that's going to be arrested.
Causing mayhem.
Or get involved in some gang warfare in Krakow or something. Like that, the quiet one is always the one you've got to be careful of on a stag do. And that's me. So listen, we're going to read a salacious story from one of our listeners. And if you like it and you think you have a salacious story, you can email contact@privatepartspodcast.com or you can DM @privatepodcast with a story. And if we like it, we'll read it. Liv, that's the fucking rule. Okay?
Got it, Tom.
Okay, so we're gonna read this story. We're gonna read the first half of it now, and we're gonna read the second half of it in part 2. You're gonna read the first half now, Liv.
Don't judge my reading because of my eye.
Can you see through your eye?
Not really. It's a bit blurry if I'm honest.
Does it all look a bit red?
It does. Like I'm looking through a... Okay.
Do you want a monocle?
What?
Like a one eye, one
glass?
No,
I'm not some dodgy old pirate.
Okay.
Right. Honestly, I've never been able to tell anyone I know about this, and I want to get it off my chest. A few years ago, in the second lockdown, I was living with my wife in a tiny 2-bedroom apartment. We'd been married for 2 years at this point, and things were going pretty well. One day, she told me her mum lost her job and was struggling financially, so after she asked if she could stay with us for a few weeks. A few weeks turned into 3 months, and this is where things went south. My wife and her mother started bickering, and me and my wife stopped having sex because she didn't feel comfortable having sex with her mum in the house. At the same time, she started spending more time out with friends and working longer hours. Turns out she was having an affair. I found out...
Wait, the wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out because a friend of mine saw them together and sent me a picture in real time.
Oh my God.
Sounds rogue already. What do you do if someone sent you a photo? So say some random person sent you a photo now of Olivia kissing someone.
What would I do?
Yeah. I'd have to do payback and do it subtly. I wouldn't call them out for it, 100%.
What does that mean? That's really...
Revenge. No, as in
murder?
Murder. Straight up murder. Morning 5 a.m. with my shovel.
What would I do? I mean, probably break up.
No, but I think I wouldn't call them out straight away.
What, you'd play the long game?
Yeah.
3 years later,
3 years later.
You'd waste 3 years of your life.
Poisoning them. No, just a couple weeks.
Has that ever happened to you where you've been sent a photo of a boyfriend?
No, but I used to get, obviously because of being on Chelsea, and I never knew if people would do this because they thought they'd get a mention on the show, but I would get a lot of DMs being like, oh, I saw your ex doing this and that, but I never actually got photos, but I know a lot of girls who actually did, which is quite savage, yeah.
When my wife came home, I confronted her and showed her the picture. We had a big argument and she blamed me and her mum for her having the affair. Interesting tactic. She packed a bag and left to stay with a friend. Her mum was still staying with me and we were drinking on the sofa one night.
Here we fucking go.
I think I see where this is going. Her mum was still staying with me and we were drinking on the sofa one night. I told her how hard it's been and she went to pat my leg but never moved it.
Oh, God.
This is really intense. At this point, it's been over a month since I've had sex. I'm guessing longer for her. It's quite rude. Just because she's an older woman. And it just happened. Despite being a little older and not my typical attraction, it was amazing. Yes, we both talked about how guilty it made us feel, but that didn't stop us from going at it for the next 8 days anytime I wasn't at work. 2 weeks later, my wife called to try and reconcile.
Oh my God.
She ended up moving back in and we tried to make it work, but ultimately we couldn't. I filed for divorce and she still doesn't know about me and her mum.
I mean, I'm kind of speechless, if I'm honest.
That's unbelievable. And that's sent in by James Haskell.
Do you think we're going to be able to do one podcast where James Haskell's not mentioned?
I love the Haskell chat. Unbelievable.
That is actually unbelievable.
I mean, if there's ever a sign that a relationship is over,
when your boyfriend is your husband, that's actually it's a husband. That's even worse. Is bonking your mum.
Like, I don't even know why you would try and reconcile after that. After you've.
But she tried to reconcile. I want to wait. Did he try and reconcile as well? Or...
Yeah, it says that they both tried. Why?
I don't know. You couldn't.
Imagine holding that secret for if they'd stayed together and you had to hold that secret.
And when they started having grandchildren, or when they started having kids. Here's your grandmother. I gave her one back in the day. Actually, that's that film. Have you seen that? Rumour has it. Is it Rumour has it? Mrs. Robinson. Isn't that like that?
Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, Mrs. Robinson. Isn't that what that is?
I don't know. Isn't that wild?
That is wild. But that's a bit like the dilemma we had last week. Slightly different.
Why is everyone
wanting to sleep with parents?
Shagging parents?
Am I missing a trick here?
Maybe you need to go older.
Am I going through the wrong generation?
Maybe you need to go 30 years older.
30 years older?
Well, yeah to get dad age.
Maybe.
Shall I do my diary?
Yes, I want to hear all about it.
Okay. Live, live, live.
Open up your laptop.
Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, lube.
Okay.
That's the new one.
All right. Live, laugh, lube.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to talk about 4 things. Okay?
Yep.
Here we go. Heat is number 1.
Okay.
Just interpret that however you want.
Yep.
Ascot. You can interpret that however you want.
Yep.
First dates and queens.
All sound pretty self-explanatory, if I'm perfectly honest, Tom.
Which one do you want to hear first?
Let's go with heat.
No, don't pick heat, because it's
fine.
the worst one.
Let's go with Ascot.
Okay, I went to Ascot this week.
I know, I saw.
Did you see?
Yeah. Well, you posted it.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Yeah. I went with the lovely guys and gals from Harrogate Water. Invited me to Ascot.
So you're doing a bit of promo work?
Things are going pretty well when the old Harrogate chaps get in touch. I don't really know what they thought. It was basically like a sober trip to Ascot. I don't know if they think I'm like a recovering alcoholic or something, but everyone they'd invited in their little group of guests were all
didn't drink.
Sober, recovering alcoholics. So
I should have been there.
No. So I think you were asked actually.
Shut up.
So the little area we were in was they were only serving non-alcoholic drinks.
You are promoting water.
No, I know, but I just assumed that the brand, it's kind of irrelevant what the brand is. We're just going to Ascot.
Did they not have the budget for a couple of...
So basically, I took my friend Jack and we just had to keep sneaking out of the Harrogate area to go and drink alcohol and then come back and then pretend to be sort of sober, and then we'd go out and be like, oh, we're just going to go for a little walk around, and then we'd go drink, and then we'd come back and sit with all the
slowly getting shit-faced,
all the non-alcoholics. But yeah, it was quite. Have you been to Ascot?
Not for years, but yeah, I used to go.
You used to go.
I used to. It was quite fun. I quite like it. I'm just not a gambling person.
No, neither am I. Although my friend had a friend. My friend knew one of the jockeys.
Oh, yeah.
And he won his race.
Did you bet on him?
Yeah, and we bet on him.
That's pretty good.
Which is pretty good. And we were with all of the jockey's family who all just went fucking mental. Yeah. Because apparently this guy is a recovering, addict.
Alcoholic. Oh, there's a lot of these people hanging around.
I don't know why everyone is.
Everyone's in recovery.
But he was basically the underdog of Ascot, and everyone was like, oh, he's had a rough year, blah, blah, rehab, drugs, blah, blah, blah. And then he won the race, and everyone was like, oh my God, this is amazing. He's had a really awful year, and now he's won.
That's pretty amazing.
So everybody went crazy. The king was there.
Was he?
Yeah. They said to us, "Oh, one of the royals is going to be here, but we can't say who it is. But the royal procession's going to happen, and a royal is going to get out the vehicle. We don't know who it is yet." Which,
and then King Charles.
You know, sounds to me like it was going to be Prince Andrew, which is why they weren't telling anyone. They're like, one of the royals is coming. We can't say who it is because for security, blah blah blah. And then the fucking door opens. It's only the king. It's the fucking main one.
Not as dodgy. Never mind.
No, but it was the main one, the main fucking guy.
Was he with Camilla?
Yeah, she was there.
See, that's quite cool. What day did you go on?
The first day, Tuesday. And he wasn't there every day. He just came on the first day.
One day.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Have you met the king?
I haven't, no.
Have you met any royals? Feels like you might have met some royals.
Have
you ever met Harry?
No.
I've got a great story about Harry, but I don't know if I can share it.
Share it now. I'm a bit younger than that.
My friend, you'll have to beat this name, but our friend...
Oh my God, I know this.
Heard this story?
No, can tell it though, but I've got the fear thinking about it. It was one of the first stories he told me and I went, oh my God.
He was at a party with Prince Harry years ago, like 10 years ago, back when Harry used to be like a big like playboy and he would go out all the time. And shall I leave out that detail or shall I keep that in?
No, just keep it in.
He said that he did some drugs. Can we say? We can say.
Oh, I think you can say.
He did some cocaine and then turned to Prince Harry, who he doesn't know, had never met before, and said to him, "You know, we all miss your mother very much." And Harry just went, "Thanks," and then walked away. And he said that was the point we realised I need to slow down a bit.
I remember when he told me that, and I went,
"Isn't that the worst thing you've ever heard?"
No, I can't.
Have you had any experience? Because you must have been... no, Harry's old. How old is Harry? Like 36, 37?
Yeah,
so he's a bit older than you. Would you have been around at the time when he was like partying a lot?
No. I'd have been like still at school. Well, pretending to be at school.
So you didn't come across him at any point?
No.
Any of the other royals?
No.
Did you go to school with any? I feel like you probably went to school with some royals.
No, I didn't. I went to Bradfield.
Oh.
I'm trying to think what royalty went there.
No one.
No one.
Okay.
Who did go to Bradfield?
Listen, we're going to do question of the week and then we're going to come back and we're going to hear your diary, Liv. Okay, so here's question of the week. How much money is Taylor Swift's Eras tour set to boost London's economy? Oh. She just did 3 nights at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
How much money is that going to bring into the London economy?
Well, if they're going about 2,000, fucking hell.
You're doing some quick maths.
I am.
2,000.
No, I'm not doing quick. Are you joking? Quick maths? I haven't used my brain in years.
2,000 times.
Just trying to work out what the price of one ticket was.
I don't think everyone paid £2,000.
No, I think that was...
Because my niece went and she's 8 years old. I don't think she's got £2,000 to drop on.
Your friend got conned out of.
That is true, yeah. So have a think about that and we'll come back in part 2.
Gonna have to
okay?
Google it.
See you in a bit. Welcome back to part 2 of Private Parts with me, Tom Lucy.
The way you do that, I always go, private parts, like down the mic.
I'm just bringing energy into it. I've got fucking energy.
And me, Liv Bentley.
Yeah, better. Up.
It's been a down week,
People listen to this when they're on the fucking way into work.
That is true. We need to lift their spirits.
We need to get the fucking economy moving. Do some fucking work. Pick up the phone. All right? I don't want to see anyone's head come up until 1. Let's make some money, Liv. Christ.
So good.
Let's do the answer to the question. Talking of money, let's do the question of the week. How much money is Taylor Swift's? You're familiar with that? She's on tour at the moment.
Yes, and I know that the Euros are on. And
she just did 3 nights at Wembley Stadium. How much money is that bringing into the London economy?
Sorry, did you see the clip of her boyfriend, Travis Kelce? He is unbelievable.
Does he play American football? Yeah. See, when they first started dating, I was a bit unsure about what she was doing because he seems a bit low rent compared to her exes. Like when they first started dating, I was a bit like, he seems like a bit of a downgrade compared to all of her exes. But he seems to have won everyone round.
Everyone loves them.
Now they do, but at the beginning I was a bit like,
Have you always been what do they call it?
Swiftie?
A Swiftie fan?
No, not really. Although I would love to go and see the tour.
I really want to.
Apparently it's amazing.
It does look incredible.
Apparently it's like a proper like West End production for like 3 hours.
We should go. There's a lot of things we should be going to.
She's coming back in August.
Yes. Oh my God, should we try and go then?
Yeah, okay, great. And we'll try and... Travis will be there, I reckon.
Delicious.
How much money is she bringing into the London economy?
It's a ridiculous question.
300 million is the answer.
Oh, good. Thanks. That's what I was going to say. I was actually going to say 3 million.
I can't listen to you do 2,000 times 90,000 anymore. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about was that something happened to me this week, which is one of my favourite things when it happens, is when, it probably happens to you, if you're ever sat somewhere public, like a cafe or a restaurant or whatever, and there's a couple sat next to you, right?
Yeah.
And you realise at some point that they're on a first date.
I love people watching a first date.
You're hearing their conversation, and at some point it clicks that, they're on a first date. They don't know each other.
So you sat there listening in.
It's my absolute favourite thing. Like, there's no song or podcast I would rather listen to than two people on a first date.
Couldn't think of anything worse than you listening to me on a first date.
I just absolutely love it.
What was the chat
And it happened to me like 3 days ago. I was sat in this coffee shop in Soho, and I had like 20 minutes. I was sat there in between things, and I realised that the two people next to me were on a first date, and I just took my headphones out and just pretended to be like thinking and sitting there, and I was just listening to the whole thing. And it is just the most entertaining thing.
Was it cringe?
Yeah, it was an American guy and an English girl. And he just wouldn't stop. He was just showing her things on his phone all the time. He was just showing her photos of like...
No, can I actually say something right now because you just reminded me of something? Why do guys enjoy going back through their albums guys always do this, girls don't do this, years of photos when they were like, I've had so many blokes who go, oh my God, look at this back in 2018.
What, on dates?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you're doing back in 2018.
I think, is it like a sort of social awkwardness?
I don't
know what to talk about, so I'll show you some photos.
I've had exes do it. Like, they'll get up videos from 2005, and I'm like, what the
Oh, when you're actually together?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
I don't care about your history.
Sometimes iPhones like throw up memories, don't they? They like pick a random photo from 5 years ago, and
it's always the pits, those photos.
Do you know what I mean? They flash up a photo from 5 years ago.
5 years ago today.
Yeah. So sometimes it will flash up a picture of like me and my ex-girlfriend. I'll have to quickly throw the phone across the room. But this guy sat outside this cafe, spent the whole 20 minutes I was sat there just showing her things on his phone, showing her photos of like a flat he used to live in New York, and a video of the flat being like, this is how big it was massive, it had a balcony.
Did she seem interested?
No, not at all. She was so disinterested.
So was she just politely going, oh, that's cool?
Yeah, and I was thinking, how is he not picking up that this is not going well? Maybe put your phone down and stop showing her pictures of your old flat. I wish you stepped in and it's my favourite thing. And what I was hoping is that she would go to the loo and I would lean in and go,
Listen, mate,
just drop the phone thing, honestly. Like, as a friend, drop the phone thing. But it's unbelievable. Like, men can get it so wrong so easily.
I
don't understand how they just have no self-awareness that this is not working.
But I don't know if men get a bit nervous, so they sort of compensate with just crap, and then because it's like, like that nervous chatter. Or people generally think someone else is fascinated. If someone started showing me their flat that I barely know, I'd be like, no.
But do you not think that you, like, I feel like I have quite a good sense of, like, whether a conversation is landing or not? Like, if I started talking about something and I felt like the other person wasn't interested or it wasn't going well, I would just pick up on that and change topic.
But I don't, some people don't have that.
Some men don't have that. They literally just have no awareness that what they're saying is not going well.
But I think people... Well, I don't know if it's not specific to guys, but I think people forget to ask questions. Like, you can always tell if someone just is constantly talking. Not that I don't like that, but I like someone who's like intrigued about your life, not someone who's sitting there talking about their own the whole time.
Yeah. I think that's all you have to do, really, isn't it? It's just ask questions.
Not go through your fucking archives.
Yeah, this guy asked nothing about her, just basically just showed her old photos on his phone. And I was obsessed with it.
When did you finish? Did you sit while they finished off the day?
Unfortunately, I had to leave, so I didn't hear the ending. So if they're listening to this, then please let me know what happened. Maybe they're still sat there with him showing photos. I also went to a pub in in Clapham this week and bumped into a friend of mine who was on a first date in this pub, and he doesn't live anywhere near Clapham, so he'd obviously thought, oh, I'll go here because it's far away enough from my house that I'll be safe and I won't bump into anyone. And then I walked in, immediately saw him, immediately noticed he was on a first date, and then
Did you go say hello? Or did
I
you
went over really confidently and said hello, and then I was like, oh, I'll leave you to it, don't worry. But then obviously
sat in the corner
spent
watching.
the whole rest of the time sat watching them from the other side of the room.
See, that's enough to put anyone off.
And then I saw them walk out, and he went left and she went right.
Any
and I
cheeky
thought,
kiss?
No, nothing. It's not good, is it?
No. First dates generally are just a bit fucking awkward, let alone having a mate in the corner.
I just think it's so entertaining to listen to a first date. Don't you think?
Yeah, no, it is.
There's something about it that makes people behave so... When I say people, I mean men. Behave so strangely.
But this is why, when I wasn't drinking and I went on that first date and I ended up having one, for some reason it was just a lot harder being not stone cold sober, but yeah. Anyway, so for the sake of my dating life, I'm back on the booze.
So can we say, are you back in the dating game?
Back in
Can
the
we
game.
open up the DMs again?
Back in the game. Yeah, although my DMs are just from loads of 18-year-old sidemen followers.
Of course, yeah. What about dating one of them?
Is it legal? No, I think I prefer the
Do
older.
you like gaming chairs?
I think we were about to say something else.
Do you like 18-year-old boys?
Negative.
Do you like boys who live with their parents?
Yes. No, I'm joking. This makes me sound like a real creep. No. Anyone over 30?
Do you like boys who drink Prime?
God.
Are you still selling Prime for cigarettes?
No, you know what? I'm not actually. I've redirected the Prime to my landlord's kid's house.
Oh, well
because
done.
he had a Prime party. So now they're just going to be sent Prime.
What's a Prime party?
Well, it was the child's like 7 or 8 and he was having a party based around Prime.
Oh, what, everyone's drinking Prime?
They're all drinking Prime. All these, yeah.
Mixed with something, or?
With vodka.
Yeah. Yes.
7-year-old's birthday.
Okay, great. So, Queen's tennis that you were meant to go to.
Meant to go on Sunday.
Didn't go because you were like at on
shaking
death's door.
in my bed. Yeah.
Yeah. I went on Friday.
I've never actually done Queen's. I've done Wimbledon, but not Queen's. Was it?
It is fun. It's good. It's like a slightly
Boozy?
No. Yes. Yeah, it is. But it's like a slightly less classy Wimbledon. If that makes sense. Like it is classy, but it's slightly less classy.
Is it like the pre-game to Wimbledon?
Well, this is what they said. They said that the tennis players treat it as like a warm-up for Wimbledon.
Got you.
So apparently the really good players,
Don't bother with
they
it.
deliberately won't play as well as they can because they don't want to injure themselves.
But the rank, if there's like ranking from it, that doesn't mean anything for Wimbledon.
No, it doesn't mean anything, but apparently they use it as like a little warm-up.
A test run. So
Yeah.
who did you watch?
Sebastian Korda
No idea.
and Rinky, an Australian guy called Rinky.
Attractive?
Why? Are you interested?
Yep,
I think
love-
both of their girlfriends were there,
Oh, perfect. Even better.
but I can see you sitting pitch side at Wimbledon
The ball boy.
cheering on Djokovic. Wouldn't that be amazing if you started dating a tennis player like that?
Sick.
Who would you date if you had to date a tennis
I'm
player?
not good with names. Oh, there's one that's really hot. Is he
Which one?
Spanish?
I can see you with a tennis player.
Yeah, tennis player could be quite.
Yeah. So yeah, but it is quite. They have like they play like music in between the points, and they have like a kiss cam and.
They have a
there's-
kiss? Oh, do they? Did you and
Yeah.
Olivia get on it?
No, I was sat next to my friend Sam,
Even better.
but we kissed, not because of the cameras though.
Tori, you're so weird.
I said to him, wouldn't it be funny if the kiss cam landed on us? And he went, not really. I went, yeah, it'd be funny though, wouldn't it? Like we'd probably kiss, wouldn't we? And he went, would we? And I went, well, we'd have to, wouldn't we? If the camera landed on, we'd have to do something. But it didn't.
Oh, were you a bit sad about it?
I love a kiss cam.
Have you ever been on one?
No, but I just think it adds something to an event, doesn't it? Any event, you chuck a kiss cam. Funerals, weddings, any event, throw a kiss cam in. Just livens the place up a bit.
Tennis players are hot.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
I find everyone quite attractive, if I'm perfectly honest. I think it's...
Everyone in tennis or everyone?
Yeah. No, but you know, you go through waves and you're like, sorry, everyone just looks great.
Are you, I don't know what the word is. Are you like, is this like a summer thing?
What, that I find people attractive?
Yeah, and you're recently out of a relationship.
Right,
Was it even a relationship?
Let's back that fucker up now.
What was it called?
Not out of a relationship.
Situationship?
No, let's not use that word either. I'm single for summer. It's quite fun.
I think a tennis player is a good idea.
Okay, that can be our next thing. Should we go to,
I don't think if I know any tennis players. I don't think so. That's okay.
Can I say that? No.
And then they'll cut to shots of you in the crowd looking disappointed.
Topless at Wimbledon. Shit face like last year. Maybe let's go to Wimbledon.
I feel like if you date a tennis player, you have to just resign yourself to the fact that your job now is just sitting the side of occasionally having the camera on you.
This is where I don't think I could do it. And I have so many friends. Like one of my best, closest mates is married to a footballer, and she's so. I mean, they've got a baby, but she's so like dedicated to his life.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I.
Well, that's what I think. I think if you sign up to that life, you do have to sort of go, okay, well, my life now is also football or tennis or whatever it is. Your life becomes
about lube.
You'd have to get rid of that business, I reckon. It's not going to be good for fucking Matteo if he's.
Might be good if he's pulled a muscle.
Dragging the name down.
What, me dragging
you run onto the pitch with your bottle of lube
and a vibrator.
Yeah. Excuse me, madam. You're not a medical professional.
You look like a lunatic. Okay.
So I reckon you should go to Queen's next year and sort of hang around.
Linger around and change. I'm sounding a bit odd at the moment.
No, you're not. I'm just saying. I think that would be good.
Not with my dodgy eye as well.
We clear the eye up before. Or where some twitching eye. Security sort of moving you away from the tennis players.
I think we should go to Wimbledon. Listen, we fucked it. I didn't do Queen's. We missed out on Glastonbury.
So what about Wimbledon then?
So Wimbledon is our next bet. Okay. It's that, or we've got the Henley Regatta.
Okay, Wimbledon probably.
We could go with my brother to the Henley Regatta. It could be quite fun.
In his polo?
In his polo.
I'd like to do that. Will he pick up women on the M4?
Yeah, but just one, because there won't only be room for...
Okay, fine.
Only room for two in the back.
Great, okay. Let's get into your diary. What have you been up to?
Well, look, honestly, not a lot. I've been suffering all week.
You've been ill?
I've been ill. So last week, where it started and where it actually all went wrong is it was Thursday, which was quite normal for me, as in my day was normal to begin with, but lube. I then went to learn to play paddle. Yeah. I had my first paddle sort of...
So you're quite late to the paddle game.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. But where I was playing was at the paddle yard in Wandsworth.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get there. It's where there's a thing called Urban Oasis. Walk in, every fucker in Wandsworth is watching the football.
Yeah.
And we've got to walk through the crowd between the people and the screen.
Yeah.
Which I hate.
In front of the screen.
In front of the screen. And there I'm in like school tennis skirt.
It was everyone screaming.
Everyone was looking at the football and I was like, fine, run.
Were people shouting? Were people heckling?
Get out of the way, bitch.
Yeah.
No, they weren't saying that. But that was intense. And then the paddle courts were
Who did you play paddle with?
There was like 6. It was all the girls from my Pilates class.
Oh, right. Like a little tournament.
Yeah. And I treated myself to a mega pint of rosé beforehand just to help the nerves. Help the nerves didn't fucking help me at all.
Why are you nervous about playing paddle?
I could see 3 balls. Because I was, I know that sounds really bad. I wasn't drinking because I bumped into a friend and thought I'd have a quick drink because it was sunny.
Yeah.
So showed up slightly shit-faced.
To the paddle.
To the paddle. Paddle's quite a social thing though. And
also it's mainly about the social.
Drinks at half time. It's perfect.
Oh yeah, it's not. I would say it's like 10% about paddle.
No one told me that part.
90% about drinking and
all serious. Now that I know it's such a social.
It's right up your street, paddle.
Perfect. A mix of a bit of physicalness, booze. I get smoked on the edge. The man said not on the court because it could set fire, which is not great, but I was like, yeah, that's fine. Because I think it's AstroTurf or something. JK. I'm really beginning to sound like some character from EastEnders.
I played paddle last year with Rosie Fortescue.
Oh yeah, she plays a lot.
She's like really into it. She's got like her own branded gear.
I'm going to start playing with her.
Yeah, you should. She's got like a bat with RF on it, like Roger Federer.
That's quite sick. I think Rosie's really
She's got
cool.
like loads of like equipment with all her branded initials on it. Thinking about it now, it might just be Roger Federer's gear that I thought was her initials.
You idiot.
You should play with that.
Yeah, I will, actually.
Also, our friend, he went to play paddle like a month ago. He didn't know who it was. His friend said, "Do you want to come and play paddle with a couple of my mates?" And he went, "Yeah, okay." Didn't know who he was going to go and play paddle with. He turned up and he was playing with Stormzy.
Are you
So
joking?
you played paddle, played a doubles match of paddle with Stormzy.
That's sick.
Isn't that unbelievable?
All the cool people are playing paddle.
To turn up and you find out that you're playing paddle with Stormzy.
I'd definitely need a drink.
You'd run off to have a fucking big rosé.
Necking tequilas at the thing. That is jokes.
Everyone's doing it.
We all need to start. Yeah, I think we should. Should we start playing?
I'm going to a birthday party in 2 weeks that is a paddle themed birthday. It's like
that is quite jokes.
like it's a whole day of paddle and then drinking and playing paddle. It's quite a good idea.
See, actually, that's quite a good. Well, you can't really do a first date 'cause it's not. You need doubles, but actually, a double date. When I pick up a rogue tennis player, we can go and play. I know that's a bit niche actually. Do tennis players play paddle? Do we know?
Oh, what you want to date a tennis player and go play paddle?
Yeah, with you and Olivia.
Well, why don't we just do that with a regular person?
Oh, we could do that with a regular person too.
Paddle, yeah, we could play paddle. That'd be fun.
So that's where
That's what I think you should get into this summer. Paddle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make that your thing.
A mix of both.
Yeah.
Part booze and so anyway, I essentially use paddle as my pre-drinks.
Yeah.
Anyway, Friday morning came around. I woke up and I was like, my God, I'm so hungover.
Yeah.
Thought it was all the dodgy rosé at the paddle yard, and then it wasn't. I just kept getting iller and iller, and sicker and sicker. Iller and iller. That is not a word. Fuck, I need to read more.
Iller and iller.
My English has gone down the drain. I was getting sicker and sicker, and I was like, this can't be right. And I actually for a minute thought I'd been roofied, which has happened in the past.
Really?
Yeah, I got roofied once. It was horrible.
When?
It was years ago, and this actually is shocking. I don't remember anything. I just remember running down the King's Road. That was my last memory. And I was like, I have no recollection of any of the time before. Anyway, lying in bed, contemplating whether I'd been spiked, because I was profusely sweating at this point.
Yeah.
And then I started to get weak. It was horrible.
My God.
Beginning of the end. And then I was like, this is my karma for going on a night out.
Yeah.
And then 5 days later, and I'm here. So yeah, I basically died in bed for 4 days, and I'm not being dramatic. And I can take the pain of things, like needle in my face, love it, and I break bones, it's fine. I was on the verge of calling an ambulance. I was like, I think I'm gonna die. So he's gonna take over my lube company. I was really questioning a lot.
Who's gonna replace you on private parts?
Who's gonna? Yeah, exactly.
That should be the first thought.
It's gonna have to get cancelled because it would be shit without me.
Wow.
I don't think I can be replaced. No, but really, it was horrific. As I lay on my bathroom floor hugging the loo. Sounds really gross.
Was your flatmate being supportive?
Well, my sweet flatmate, funnily enough, gave it to me.
So that's where it's come from.
So that's where it came from. Yeah.
Oh, so you weren't roofied?
I think she picked it up on a flight back from Ireland because she felt pretty dodgy the week before, and I was like, she's perhaps eaten something funny.
God.
But it was the sweat, like it was just an aching. It was not good.
But could it have been COVID?
Someone else said that, but I don't think you vomit with COVID.
No, I don't think you do you?
No. But it was honestly the illest I've ever been.
God.
Yeah.
Well, that makes more sense about why we had to move the recording.
And I hate, not because I've been on a bender. Can I also remind you, I have not been going on benders.
No, I know. Well, I know.
I have casual drinks while playing
paddle, yeah.
While playing paddle, and then go out until 5 a.m. So I can't work out if that's a sign that's like, don't get back on the wagon.
Don't get back on the wagon.
Don't fall off. No, sorry, don't.
Yeah, could be a sign not to get back on the wagon.
But now that I'm feeling better again, I would love a glass of rosé.
Well, I mean, what's the lesson from this? Is I'm trying to pull out some sort of
wear a mask and use hand sanitizer in my own home.
Yeah. Okay, that seems like a good lesson. Yeah. I think. What do I think?
Small doses.
I think no rosé before paddle.
I think you were about to say before breakfast. I was like, oh God, a shame.
That's not a rule. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that you found a hobby.
What, drinking?
Paddle.
Oh, paddle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think that's good.
Mix them in together. Because basically, my thing is,
maybe just try and separate them.
No, I think both at the same time is quite good, and just hydrate in between.
Yeah.
But my problem was when I was stone cold sober and I wasn't drinking at all, it was fine. But then the second the weather got nice, and also I was going a bit like not mad, but I felt really. I was not finding it hard not drinking because the reason I stopped is because I was drinking for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know. It was just not. I couldn't picture myself never drinking again.
I don't think you need to be that intense about it.
Okay. I think I was just stressing myself out.
Yeah,
maybe.
you were getting stressed.
I was.
But listen, you feel better now.
Yeah.
It's a new week.
It's a new week.
You're gonna be fine.
I've got a dodgy eye.
From experience, the eye's gonna go. Don't worry about the eye. It's not gonna hold you back.
Okay, perfect.
And then we're gonna come back next week, and you'll have done some more wholesome things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get drunk at paddle. I actually
Or play
am.
paddle and...
Maybe it was the paddle. No, it wasn't.
Maybe it
It
was
got
the
me
paddle.
sick.
No.
No. Also, the worst part was, because obviously I'd had a drink before, and I'm quite a lightweight now, I was giving the instructor loads of chat,
Yeah.
and one of my friends turned to me going, he's never had a drink in his life.
What do you mean?
I went, oh, what? I was in like, you know when you've had a few drinks, you're just a bit like, I'm just a bit...
mouthy?
a bit mouthy, and just say...
What were you saying? Were you like being rude?
Not being rude, probably just being a little bit like rogue, maybe.
Right, yeah.
And then it got me thinking, can you imagine? I can't work out if I would be happy if I had never touched a sip of alcohol. Like,
What if you just never done it? Like
I'd never had a drink.
like Trump, who's apparently never had alcohol. Would you be
I don't know
happier?
why I don't believe that, but
Apparently he hasn't.
do we believe that? No
Maybe
chance. I think that's a lie. But can you imagine never having had...
Well, what if you were like allergic to it? Then you would just not be able to drink it. Then your life would be very different.
Well, I was worried. I was allergic at one point over the weekend. It's probably a blessing in disguise being allergic to alcohol.
Yeah,
really.
I would imagine so.
But then would you be out for trying? Would you probably go
Probably
the other
get
way,
heavier into other
like
things.
ayahuasca and just?
Maybe that's something you could try before next week.
Oh God, no.
Paddle
That-
and ayahuasca.
I don't think they go hand in hand.
No, they don't go hand in hand.
I'll be honest. That's kind of stuff that all scares me. Acid. Oh
Yeah, I don't do that.
no, never done. That gives. I don't know people who. Enjoy
Let's
that
come
sort
back
of thing.
next
Okay.
week and let's say that you'll play paddle between now and then.
Yeah.
And it won't escalate.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I won't. My tennis squat won't find itself around the back of Raffles.
Okay, good.
With me in it, obviously.
I don't even know what that means, but okay, great.
Never mind.
Listen, thank you for listening to this week's Private Parts. At Private Podcast on all social media. Contact at privatepartspodcast.com is the email for any questions or dilemmas. And
Please send us in your salacious stories about your friends.
yes, it's going to be hard to beat that one, but people can try. And we will see you next week.
Thank you for listening.
Any final thoughts?
Thank you for listening.
It's a good final.
And if you like paddling, getting pissed, come find me in Wandsworth.
That is quite the threat. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Private Parts is produced by Spirit Studios.
With Olivia Scott as the producer.